reflecting a little bit on 2018 and looking ahead to 2019. A late Thursday's thought.
I'm Rick.
While depressing, shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. For your sanity.
This is The Shack.
Hello and welcome. New to the channel, first time stopping by, seriously thank you so much for taking some of your time out to view. I do appreciate that. I always ask that you consider subscribing, and if you do, ding 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 ding, ring that bell so you're notified when my videos do come out. I know, it is a very late Thursday start. I have been inundated with work. Crazy. Just trying to tie up a lot of loose ends because of the new year and because I'm not taking no work on until I come back from Mexico in January. We're leaving the 8th. I'm coming back, I think, the 14th. 12, 13, 14, yeah, 14th. So we're going to spend some time there. There's 4 of us going, and with 4 people, we really get more done than with a group because nobody's tripping over each other. And we're relaxed. We're spending the whole time there. I'm trying to get them to take off one day and we'll go visit or go down like the La Bufadora or something just to get away, because a lot of these guys haven't been anywhere down there. So I want to let them experience a little bit more than just where we go and do the work. So it's been real crazy. I'm getting a lot of loose ends done, finishing all the stuff up before the new year. All the building, all the jobs, get everything done, because I'm going to start fresh and nothing carries over like it did this year. Crazy. Little reflection. 2018 for me, seriously, has been a tremendously hard, personally struggling year. All year long has been a struggle. I don't share all the struggles that I go through or anything. It's not what you need to know. I don't want to throw that out there on social media, but it's been very hard, very much of a struggle all year long. As you know, last year, 2017, we were in an accident that carried over into 2018. We were struggling with that. I don't like bills. I like paying things off. I had no car payments, and I think I told everybody one of the things that I think the year before that I paid off my rental, so that was huge for me. A lot of struggle making all these payments, just being very strict on what I do and spend, because it's just the way I am. Anyway, I got that paid off, so that was a huge relief. But at the end, with the accident, that carried over in 2018. It was a struggle because instead of getting a lawyer, we don't work that way. We know, things happen. That's life. Things do happen. It was an accident. It was a mistake on the other party's part. They blew the stop sign. I think I shared this when that happened. I shared with you guys it wasn't going to have anything come up for a while because I was just too much pain for about a month. No injuries, just the body goes through a lot of trauma when something like that happens. It's just crazy. I've never went through anything like that in my life. Never had an accident that severe. And it's like, wow, I had no idea the body went through that much. So there's a lot of struggles with that, just the physical aspects, getting back into shape, getting ready to go back to work and stuff. Having to be very restrictive on what I do as far as work. And dealing with the insurance company, they don't want to pay. It's like, I had 2 jobs. I lost those 2 jobs. I haven't had any work. I can't do certain work because I'm restricted right now. I'm losing money. They don't care about that. It was just really hard. And it was almost to the point when we finally settled, I wasn't happy with it because I don't think they were fair enough to us. I didn't need a new car. That was brought on by them, by their driver who messed up. Regardless, even used, we would still have to buy a new car. So we put that, especially 2018, seriously, was money going out. I didn't have much coming in because it was always going out. Things were going on. Things were happening. It's just like, that was the year, was my loss, big time. We took out $15,000 put down on my wife's car because I don't like having huge bills. I want to pay the thing off, but I didn't want to take all the money out and pay for it because that would have really depleted our savings, and I didn't want that. So we decided 15 is enough. Gives us a good low interest, or interest and low car payment. I think it's like $280 a month, or $265. I forget what it is. So that's doable, and I could throw in another 100 or so, and we pay it off quicker. That way. That's what I did. My house payment when I incurred my father's house. I had to go through, spend $34,000 of my money, invested in it. I spent 3 months living there, completely renovated the house, became a rental. So I had a total of about $340,000 on the house, and I had to pay that off. I paid it off within 6 years, I think it was. Well, yeah, 6 years I think, and I paid it off. So a lot of sacrifice, there's things, I would like to buy that, but I don't need it. I only buy, it was a want, not a need. I don't buy what I want, I buy what I need. When I was running my company and my truck was running and I had to work on it, if I needed a tool to do something I was working on, I'd buy that tool. I wouldn't buy a whole bunch of tools just to have the tools. I only bought what I need. So that's how I am personally. I only buy what I need to do my job. I don't buy stuff just to have. And because of everything I've done, I've acquired it quite a bit, but it was always specifically for a job. Then my car breaks down, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And that was a domino effect because it's a 99, but I get great mileage. It's a little 4-banger. It's manual trans, not automatic, so I'm shifting my 5-speed in it. It broke down, had issues, had to put shocks on it, had to do some work to the engine. I'm like, oh my gosh. So that was money lost going to that, but not really a loss, that's just general maintenance, but it happened. Then my truck broke down, like, oh my God. And then that one week, my daughter's car broke down, and that was like 2 weeks of work because she needed the car to drive. She wasn't in a position to spend the money, so I had to fork out more money for myself, and I made her pay me back. Being a responsible adult, she has to learn these things. That's part of being an adult. I don't have to provide you with my service for free. I could have told you went somewhere else, but I sacrificed my time and worked on it for you because I knew you couldn't afford to go somewhere else. So you basically paid me for parts, and that was like $900 in parts because it was a domino effect. I think I made a video on that. I was like, oh my gosh, the whole front end, man, I went through everything on this car. And then 2 months later, she goes buy us a new one. But she still paid me back, so that's all right. But that was one thing that happened. And just all these things. And then when I finally decided what I was going to do in my truck, and I started tearing into my truck, that was a struggle. It's been a struggle. That thing's been down since May of this year. When I got the parts, got things ready, every time I turned around, I ran into another issue. And because of that, quick example, because the tranny is much bigger, so that means I had to cut the hump out, which I wasn't planning on doing, but I had to do that. We get to the end there, start raising up, and it's like, oh man, I need a lift kit. I need at least go up 2 inches to allow this to go high enough where it's going to sit, and I'm still going to have that hump removable, so I'm going to have to fabricate that, or my friend is. I'm not doing the fabricating. I'm paying him to do that. Fabricate it where I can bolt that hump in, but when need be, it comes off and I get to the tranny. So the tranny is going to literally have maybe an inch and a half clearance on my hump there, underneath the body. Okay, so I need to raise the body up. That's looking online, find the body lift I want, finding the place to get it the best price. That's 2 or 3 days, ordering it, taking a week to get here. So I've already lost a week and a half work on this because I can't do anything until I get this engine in. Then I get that, raise it up. Okay, it's great. We're starting to get things in there, and I need things on this engine to make sure I have it properly situated in the engine compartment. Set it this way, set it that way, wherever, make sure it fits. So that means I had to buy some of the engine parts already. So I have the intake, I have my performance kit, which is a bigger turbo, so I got to make sure that fits, make sure the hood closes. So all this stuff's going on, and I thought, well, the motor mounts, the bushings inside there are worn and they're cracked, so I take the motor mounts off. I was going to replace them. Well, come to find out, one side, my motor mount is cracked. I'm like, oh my gosh. And this is out of a 97 Dodge, so that's getting old. Some of the parts aren't available. Actually, one side isn't no more through the dealer. So I had to go online, find some place that has some stock left over, a few left, buy new motor mounts, because I figured, well, even though I got new bushings to press in, I can't get just the mount. They already have the bushings because I wanted factory. I didn't want these cheap aftermarket. I wanted factory. You know, some guys, oh, aftermarket's fine, but you got to understand, they've done the math, they've done the trial and error, they figured out with this engine, with the torque, with the weight, you know, there is some engineering into these vehicles we drive around that people take for granted. There's a lot of work behind it before they come out with the new model. Yeah, they make mistakes, some stuff goes wrong, but there's a lot of mathematical equations and figuring and going into this to make sure these things are good and safe, can handle this, handle that. Well, you know, I wanted to keep factory, dealer, whatever you want to call it, parts on it. That's why when I go to rebuild the bottom end, I'm going to Cummins and buying all the bottom end. I want factory parts on the inside because they already proven and they last. I don't want aftermarket stuff. Certain things I will buy, but other things I want dealer factory stuff. So here I'm doing that, and it took 2.5 weeks to get those. So every time I come across something and I want to go to that next step, I get roadblocked and I gotta figure it out, get over this hurdle to the next one. It's just been that way all year long, and it was weird because I told my wife, like in February, March, this year's going to suck. I just already, not that I am looking at woe is me, I just had that feeling like this whole year is going to be rough, and it has been on both of us, on our marriage, on my family, on my daughters, everywhere I turn. It's just been one of them very physically, spiritually struggling years. Hard. But I know it's going to be okay, and we're going to survive because now I see the light of the tunnel. And a couple more days in 2019. It just was weird. I thought 2019 would be fantastic. I just knew it's going to be good. It's going to be much better. Of course, economy is getting better. Things are happening. It's getting great. It's going to be a much better year. It's going to be good. I cannot wait. Not much is going to change other than I hope there's no more delays and I can finally get more videos out. Not having a truck has really hampered me not having certain jobs and put a hurt on my finances, but I am blessed to be able to have what I have and some of the supplement and my savings. So I'm not dying, but I don't like taking away. Things are gonna get better. I'm gonna get my truck running. I'm gonna be able to get back to work, or at least, you know, get back to what I used to do. And that's all going to be replenished, all going to be put back, and it's going to be a good year. I've known this since February, March. It's just weird how this thing has been in me since that time. It was in my heart, and I just felt this calm when I made the decision to do the frame up and to sell the car. My wife goes, you know, she was all bummed about that, but I go, you know what? It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. It was meant to be right now. It was time. And I fully am at peace with that, and I think that was the right thing to do at the time, and everything's going to be okay. So I just have this assurance, I guess you want to call it. It's within me that it just feels right. I'm not worried about it, and I know it's going to be okay. But there are a couple things I'm going to try next year. I don't know if I'm going to really be able to implement them or not. I may try it. I know attention span, people, I do better with 10-15 minute videos versus a half hour, but I could do that. But I feel like it's an injustice to you. When I'm doing a video on a project and I want to show you how I'm setting things up to do this, because a good example is that one of my early projects, the raffle ticket tumbler. A lot of angles, a lot of cutting, you know, things I had to do on that, and I couldn't just say, oh, we cut this, it's 45, do that, do it's 22, boom, boom, done, 10-minute video, there it is. There was a lot involved in that. And even though I got the idea off another channel, I completely changed it to fit my need. And he just kind of rolled it around by his hand. I wanted a handle on it, and it was a little bit bigger. So there was a lot into it. And because of that, it was almost an hour-long video. But there was a lot there, and I wanted to be able to make sure if you want to do that, if you haven't tried that, this is how you do your angles. This is how you set it up and things like this. So that's why sometimes that's why they're long. But I'm going to try, I'm thinking about it. So, you know, let me know your thoughts. If you think this is a good idea, if I'm going in the right direction. But what if I do a half-hour video and it's got how you set up your router table saw, angles, stuff to make this cut. But basically, I cut all that down to a 10-15 minute video and have a link to the longer video if you want all the detail. And I'm not sure if it works. So that's just what I'm gonna think about, to just throw a couple videos out there just to see if it'll work. But if I publish a video unlisted, yeah, I think it's unlisted. If I put a link in the description, if you want to go and see the longer version with all the detail, you click to that. So it's not going to be a searchable video. You know, the short version is going to be the one that's searchable. It's going to be listed, everybody can find. But the unlisted one is just those who are willing. I think the only reason I think I want to try a couple videos like that is to see if anybody is really interested in the detail, because I don't put a lot of detail in the description below, and I don't know how to do SketchUp. I don't like it. I can draw something out, get an idea what I want, 15 minutes versus trying to spend an hour on a stupid computer doing the SketchUp. It's like, nah, I'll do this. But I actually have a couple that I haven't done yet. Nobody's asked for the plans, but I could do it, and if somebody wants to, let me know. I think I could scan it and make it a doc or something, and I don't know, I gotta try it. So if I put that in the description, they could go to that and print it out. But it'd be like my hand drawn thing, some little note stuff, just a little sketch that I do by hand. But I can do something like that. I mean, a few things I want to try, but I don't have anybody really contacting me to find out more on any of the projects. So I don't know. I mean, I want to do the projects, but it seems like I get more interest in the home improvement stuff. Little things you can do, work on stuff in the house. A couple of my big videos are, you know, replacing a mix-it valve and some other stuff. I think that's about it though. How can I phrase this? Do you have any suggestions? Let me put it that way. If you have any suggestions, and I'll be stupid, but serious suggestions, if you follow me and see things, you say, you know what, why don't you try this? This might work a little bit better. That's, you know, I know I blab a little bit, and I got to try to cut that out. And believe me, when I'm doing the videos, I cut a lot out, man. A lot. So I know, but I just don't know how to say go to point A, point B without starting you at point A and trying to give you the whole scenic view going to point B, basically. You know, I like, oh yeah, this is beautiful, it's all this, the mountains, the trees, the sky, and these buildings and all this, you know, to get to point B, instead of like, get to point A, turn left, go, drive to point B. And I try to give you the whole thing, and I know I gotta stop that. But if you have any good suggestions, or if you think you would like to see me do something, that's another thing I was thinking of. But I don't want to put that to just yet. There's another thing I would like to do. But everything hinges on when I get my truck running. And unfortunately, I won't even be able to work on that until after I come back from Mexico. So nothing happens for the first 2.5 weeks in January. It's just going to be a dead stop. Then I take on a couple little jobs. I actually have a couple jobs lined up ready, but I told them I can't do anything until I get back. I got to focus on finishing this up, prepping and getting ready to go to Mexico, because I got a lot of personal things I got to do. I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 or 5 reviews of stuff that I bought coming out. But I bought in December, and there's no way I could have got this stuff done before Christmas. I just was busy getting, again, my grandson and my granddaughter's things done before Christmas. And I actually finished Christmas Eve, my grandson's Sandbox. 2019 is going to be great. It will be a little bit slow starting. I won't have much coming out until I get back from Mexico. But one thing I will do, I am going to take my camera, and that's something I really haven't transitioned to yet. I'm still using my old one, figuring out some stuff on my camera. I am going to do a time lapse because we're going to focus on one room. So I will show you the beginning to the end, what we do down there per room. This is a bigger room, so it'll be a little bit more involved, but basically the same concept. And I will probably go live a few times while I'm down there, especially if we go to the La Bufadora or something, just to say hi to everybody and hope everybody's doing well, and just to let you know I'm still alive. Like they really care anyway, I don't know. I think that's going to be it though. It's just this little bit looking back, you know, it was personally a struggle, a trial, and I had to keep getting over these obstacles. Every time I got over one, I was like, okay, start running, boom. Oh my gosh, another one. Figure that out, get over that, and okay, start running, boom. And it's like, man, I could never get in full stride. I just had all of these barriers that kept popping up. Very hard year for me personally, spiritually and everything. Just a hard year. Oh no, yeah, I forgot that one too. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 or 6 reviews coming out. I just haven't got to them. Just happened. I forgot I got one over there. Ugh. So I got stuff in here I forgot I even had because I hadn't had a chance to do anything. And one other little quick note before I end this. I hit a few plateaus, I guess. I don't know what you call them. They're just little steps. Of course, I'm not a huge channel. And I'm glad it hasn't, boom, took it off quick because I personally feel I can't meet the expectations of those who subscribe, because if I had this something where all of a sudden I had this huge spike, I think people would have a lot of expectations, and I can't dedicate that much time yet to this. I'm hoping after I get my truck running, things will calm and I can do a lot more, dedicate, and hopefully get this channel to where I think it should be, or hope it to be. But I still hit a few plateaus, and again, I'm not huge, but I can't remember when, I got like 2.5 million views, and that only helps me because I am not sponsored, have nobody paying me, doing anything. But the only thing I make is through advertisement on YouTube. I think we only get like 63%. So that basically 63 cents for every dollar. Personally, I only get about 150 a month sometimes, but I usually average about that, 125 to 150 a month for my channel. The last 3 months, the last quarter, I do better because there's more people looking for projects, for tool reviews, for cooking things, not my channel, but that's what people are looking for. And because there's more traffic generated on YouTube, because people are trying to look for gifts and things, that's when we make more money, or at least I do personally, because the rest of the year it's about 100 to 150 max. But in the last 3 months, I can make, I think the year before last, it was just a crazy year. I was like, wow, I made like $700 for the 3 months. Like, man, I've never done that. And that was like $1,000, but they took out 63%. So I actually had $731, whatever that equates to get 63% of. But it's like, wow, look at this. I was blown away. And that money doesn't go to anything other than it paid for my camera, and it pays for me to go to Mexico, and it's kind of just kept in the count when I went to Japan and stuff, but I don't go there no more. So now it's basically paying for materials and for my trip, me to go down to Mexico. But it doesn't make a lot, but it helps. So I hit that plateau, 2.5 million views, which is good for me as far as money. I hit my 5,000 subscriber mark in September, so that was a huge, because I freaked out the first time someone subscribed to my channel, like, oh wow, because I thought, the only reason I started, because I figured what I was looking for at the time, nobody was really giving insight, so I figured I'd throw my 2 cents in, and that was it. I had no desire to have this massive channel thing. And then as it grew, I kind of migrated to woodworking. I really want to do projects and help people understand they can do a lot more than they realize they can do. I still got a video I want to show you of my humble beginnings, my very like 6 or 7 basic tools that I had for many years. All I had, but yes, I had access to a cabinet shop, but a lot of the stuff I didn't want to drive to the cabinet shop to work on. If I was down there or doing something, I'd use it. But most of the stuff I built it in my house, in my garage, with a couple of basic tools, and I still have them, and I think I'm going to bring them back out, try to do a video of that one day. Just quick couple little things. I hit plateaus, great. I'm very humbled, and I can't believe that I still am growing, and that's just something I'm trying to help myself, hone myself, get better content, get better videos, and try to shorten them and see if that's going to work for us. Somebody will go and watch the longer version, more detailed version. That's enough. Happy New Year's. Seriously, have a wonderful and memorable Happy New Year's. But be smart. Don't be stupid. If you're going to drink and party, have fun, everyone's got their own deal. I don't judge you on that. I've done it before. But don't drive. Get a taxi, get Uber, get whatever you want to do. Get something to take you home. Don't go drink and drive. Get a hotel, stay the night somewhere, do something, be smart. We don't want you end up in the hospital for New Year's, or God forbid in the morgue. Enjoy the new year, ring it in, have a memorable time, but be here to celebrate the rest of the year. Seriously. Bless you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everything all year long. I am extremely fortunate and humbled by that. Be blessed. Take back your check. Build it! Gotcha. For your sanity. Happy New Year's. See you next year.